Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about supervised learning in a little bit more details. These things were already covered in the previous videos. So right now here we can see that if you see this thingy, this thing is called an artificial neural network. ANN, artificial neural network. Here we can see that we have a picture of a dog. Here we call this thing an input layer, and we have this one thing called hidden layer, and then hidden layer, and maybe we can have another hidden layer and another hidden layer, and at the end we're going to have something called an output layer. And here we can see that this neural network is classifying that 95% that this image is a dog and 5% is a cat. This is how a neural network works, and this is a binary classification problem. Okay, so let's just go and deep dive a little bit in details in supervised learning. Now, what do I mean by supervised learning? I mean, I did explain classification here in the previous video and regression, but what do I mean by supervised learning? I want you to focus here. Here we can see that cats has a labeled. You see this image a little bit labeled, which means I know the type of the data. I know that these are images of cats. So this is called supervised because I know the data. Okay, let's say you work in a company. Okay, you work in an university, and you can get, let's say, three types of data. One is for students data, one is for professors data, and another one is for the college or university admin data. So let's say you're working as a data scientist for a university, and your manager gave you a database, let's say a CSV file, and you were like, okay, what type of data are there? He's gonna say these are students data. So now you know that what type of data it is. So you have the label, and the label is students data. Just like here, I know that these images are, let's say here I have a folder called cats in my PC. Since this folder has a label, then it's a supervised learning because it has a label, because I know what type of data, which means in this folder I'm going to open, I'm going to have, let's say, 10,000 images of various cats images. I can see that here this cat has a pointy ear and a mustache, this one has small ears, this one has a pointy ears and a small mustache. Okay, these mustache and ears and pointy ears, these are, we call them features, but we're gonna talk that later on. For now, you have to know that supervised learning or supervised means that I have a label in my data. So I know the data. Okay, so this is what supervised means. So here we have label, and we have bunch of images for cats, and I gave it to the machine learning algorithms, and then by studying a bunch of cats and dogs, I mean, he's not the image is not showing here, but the idea was that we have two folders. One is for dogs, one is for cats, and you see the dog folder has a label and the cat folder has a label. So this is supervised learning, and I have 10,000 image of cats, and I have 10,000 image of dogs, and I took these two images and gave it to a machine learning algorithms, and at the end the machine learning is going to tell me which images are cats and which images are not cats, which means dogs, because the only other images I have is either cats or dogs. So the idea is like this: you have 10,000 images of both category, and the categories are cats and dogs. You give it to machine learning, and the machine learning studies these images by finding patterns, and those patterns are pointy ears, mustache, big nose or small nose, an eye with eyebrows or without eyebrows. You know, these are all called features. It's going to study them. Same thing for the dog. I mean, I have a pointy-eared dog, but I also have a down-eared dog. So these are called features, and at the end he's going to learn this. Okay, then I'm gonna go and just find a random image for dog which are not included here, okay, nor here. And according to those features, let's say this is a new image from Google. I just downloaded new image. I'm gonna give it this new image to the machine learning algorithms, and the machine learning algorithm, according to the training he got from these two folders, from these two images, is going to classify to me that the new image, is it a dog or cat? Yes, no, 0, 1. Binary classification, just like I told you. So here we can see that he can classify cats and no cats, which means dogs. This is how, I mean, in simple terms. Okay, this is an introductory course. There is no Python, no coding, no nothing. I'm just trying to explain the fundamentals to you, and then step by step, the upcoming courses, I'm going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. But for now, we're just making the foundation. Okay, and just like I said, we have something called classification, and we have regression, sorting items into categories, just like here. These are the cats, these are the dogs in this example. And regression is going to be identifying real values, which means numbers like dollars, prices, or rates, or stuff like this. Okay, so this was what supervised learning work. Okay, so I will see you in the next video.